The Kansas City Chiefs just secured the number one seed in the AFC playoffs by beating the Pittsburgh Steelers on Christmas Day by the final score of 29-10, giving the entire Chiefs kingdom the best Christmas present ever. You guys are listening to the KC Sports Report. I'm your host, Michael Darcy. I'm a local Kansas City-based content creator who covers this Chiefs team on a daily basis, and the best way you guys can show support on this Christmas Day is by hitting the like button on this video and subscribing for more daily Chiefs coverage. Our Kansas City Chiefs just took care of business on a short week, 4 days after beating the Houston Texans on Saturday. They beat the Pittsburgh Steelers, a playoff team, on the road on Christmas Day by the final score of 29-10. The Chiefs went out and handled business. They are now the number one seed in the AFC playoffs. They get that first round bye. They move to 15-1 on the season, which is the best record I believe they've had in their franchise's history. So it just goes to show you that we are watching the best Chiefs team of our lifetime unfold before our very eyes, and they're playing their best football in December. And that is a scary thing, because I'm coming out of this game without Chris Jones. Chris Jones did not play in this game. No DJ Humphries. I watched that game. I watched that team on the field. That team is going to the Super Bowl. That is a team that could go win the Super Bowl if they play like they did today, in the playoffs, which they will, because they always show up in the playoffs. But Chiefs Kingdom, I feel fantastic. On a short week, you go on the road to play a playoff team in the Steelers, and you destroy them. You destroy them on Christmas Day in front of the entire world on Netflix. You kicked their butt. And now, you don't have to play your guys until the divisional round of the playoffs. You're not going to play anybody in Week 18 against the Broncos, and the Chiefs can just relax. Now, there were a couple things in this game that I wasn't super pleased with. We're going to get into that, but there's just so many positives to get into from this game, and I really think the first one is how well Patrick Mahomes played. Patrick Mahomes was 29 of 38 for 320 yards and 3 touchdowns, and the best player today was Travis Kelce, who had 8 catches for 84 yards and 1 touchdown. You saw him break Tony Gonzalez's record, and he ended up dunking the ball over the goalpost. He's definitely going to get fined for that. But he also set the record for the most receiving touchdowns and 1,000 receptions over his career, just showing you that he is the best tight end in NFL history. Going down some of the other offensive statistics, Xavier Worthy had 8 catches for 79 yards, and just kind of going off on a small little tangent, Xavier Worthy is no longer a gadget guy. Xavier Worthy is someone that has taken the next step and been a killer in this offense over the past 3 weeks. And I only expect that to continue going on as we get to the playoffs. He had a touchdown in this game. He had that little play where he lined up and almost looked like a running back coming out of the backfield and had that little, dump off pass by Patrick Mahomes. He used his speed, found the end zone. He actually ended up getting a call for, I believe it was like a taunting call, or it was, I can't remember the exact, unsportsmanlike conduct. Sorry, it slipped my mind. But he got an unsportsmanlike conduct for lifting his shirt as if he was brandishing a weapon. I thought it was soft. I thought it was stupid, but that was kind of a theme that we saw later on in this game. There was a play where Hicks just absolutely broke up a play. I believe it was on George Pickens, and he stood over him and just put 2 thumbs down, and he ended up getting a taunting call, and it hurt the Chiefs a lot. So it was like, you saw those ticky-tack, stupid penalties called on this team that I think shouldn't have been called, but, contrary to popular belief, I don't think the NFL likes the Chiefs winning all of these games. I really don't think that. But going down the list of the receiving stats, Justin Watson had 2 catches for 60 yards and a touchdown. He had 2 catches, both very productive in this game. Finally, we see Patrick Mahomes convert on that deep ball downfield to Justin Watson. It worked. And then on that very same drive, Mahomes found Watson in the corner of the end zone for a touchdown. So Travis Kelce had a touchdown. Xavier Worthy had a receiving touchdown. Justin Watson had a receiving touchdown. The offense looked really good in this game. And I think that is such an encouraging thing as we go towards the playoffs. And just looking down the list, you got guys like Hollywood Brown, who had 4 catches for 46 yards, and he didn't have a good game. And that's only going to develop as we go on into the postseason, which is a scary thing if you're an NFL defense trying to stop this Chiefs offense. It's not going to happen. I feel like we've seen this team flip the switch. They're no longer the team that is struggling to score 20 points. The past couple of games, they put up 27 against Houston, and then 4 days later, they put up 29 against a very good Pittsburgh Steelers team. Now, are they kind of fraudulent? Yes. I don't think this Steelers team is going to do anything in the playoffs, but their record was 10-5 going into this game. They're, of course, 10-6 now, but they're a playoff team, and the Chiefs did themselves a service by beating Pittsburgh, because now Baltimore is going to have a chance to win that division and leapfrog them in the playoff seeding. And that's huge for this Chiefs team, because they would much rather face a Pittsburgh or a Houston or even a Los Angeles Chargers or Denver Broncos than have to go play the Baltimore Ravens in the divisional and then the AFC Championship game versus the Bills. So the path to the Super Bowl is going to get easier because you beat this Steelers team today. They're probably not going to win their division. Baltimore is going to play in, I think, 30 minutes or so. They're probably going to beat Houston. And so the Chiefs just did a massive thing for not only getting the first round bye, but some potential seeding matchups are going to go in their favor because they did win this game. Now let's talk about the Chiefs defense, ladies and gentlemen. The Chiefs defense won the turnover battle. They had 2 turnovers. Justin Reed had an interception on the end zone. Russell Wilson ended up throwing a pick right into the hands of Justin Reed, who was wide open. And then Trent McDuffie had a little forced fumble on Pat Freiermuth and was able to recover the ball, just showing that the defense is starting to make plays, starting to get those turnovers. And the defensive line without Chris Jones, without one of the best defensive tackles in football, had 5 sacks. 5 sacks against a playoff team in the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Chiefs' defensive line dominated. And Steve Spagnuolo just drew up an absolute heater of a game plan because they dominated up front. 5 sacks. George Karlaftis had one. Mike Dana had one. Tershawn Wharton had one. Felix Enudike Uzama got in on the action. The Chiefs' defensive line dominated up front. It's why the Chiefs were able to get out of so many, third and long situations, because the defensive line stepped up. And I feel like we've been calling for that every single week, and they're finally starting to click. This Chiefs team overall is finally starting to click. We're seeing an offense that is putting up 25 plus points in the past 2 weeks. They're getting better. And defensively, they're also getting healthier. You're going to see Chris Jones come back for the playoffs. He's going to be fine. And I just think that this team is peaking at the perfect time in December. And for everybody saying that this Chiefs team wasn't good enough, that, they're winning close games, they're not going to be able to do anything against, some of the better teams in the AFC, they just gave a Christmas beatdown to the Pittsburgh Steelers in front of the entire world to watch. This team is for real. This team is legit. They just got the number 1 seed. They're going to rest everybody in week 18. They're going to have Andy Reid coaching this team off of a bye week where he's pretty freaking good. And guys, we're just going to roll. We're going to roll. And I just think that this game showed me that this Chiefs team is going to have a great chance to win a Super Bowl. You could put them up against the Lions, the Eagles. I don't care who you want to pick up against in the NFC or even go into the AFC. Who is beating this team? Buffalo? I don't think Buffalo's doing anything with that defense. I don't think that Pittsburgh's got a chance. The Chargers and Broncos are too early. Lamar has shown in the playoffs that he's a choker. This Chiefs team is arguably the best Chiefs team we have ever seen record-wise. They're 15-1. They're 15-1. They clinched everything, with a week left of the season to go. They're going to rest everybody. They're going to get healthier, and it is going to be an awesome thing to watch as we see this team just continue to flourish in the playoffs. You're going to see Hollywood Brown get a much bigger role. DeAndre Hopkins. I just don't understand who would bet against this Chiefs team in the playoffs. I feel so good. I feel so confident after watching a win like that, because the Chiefs went out there on a short week with a limited game plan and just beat down a Pittsburgh Steelers team that you're going to see in the playoffs. And so I think that it's Christmas Day. We're just welcoming the birth of our Lord Jesus Christ. They better start praying, because there's no chance that if the AFC plays like that that they are going to have a chance to beat this Chiefs team in January. So Chiefs Kingdom, that is all I have for this video. If you guys enjoyed it, hit the like button and subscribe for more of the best daily Chiefs content on YouTube. Who is bringing you guys content on Christmas Day? There's not that many of us out there, so definitely hit that subscribe button. It greatly helps out, all the stuff that I do around here. Until next time, guys, the Chiefs were able to find a way to destroy the Pittsburgh Steelers on Christmas Day by the final score of 29-10, and with this win, the Chiefs secure the #1 seed in the AFC playoffs. Thank you guys for watching this video, and as always, go Chiefs.